Win big 117-95, and here's LeBron postgame.
What message would you have to fans that are kind of seeing everyone picking the Lakers now and everything like that?
No message, man. They still got the Lakers. The Lakers supposed to win. That's just how it's supposed to go. We're not supposed to be here, so we're just going to compete to the best of our ability. We got a great group of guys, but it wasn't tonight. I learned that in training camp. You know, it just takes a minute for us to gel. It's a new team. You know, so yeah, it just took a minute for us to figure each other out, and I feel like now we're rolling.
We met the intensity, what they were bringing to the table. We met the physicality with physicality, and started to get up into them. You know, allowed us to get some turnovers, allowed us to get some extra possessions, and it allowed us to get back into the game. So, like I said, you know, sometimes it takes a quarter, 2 quarters, a full game to get used to playoff basketball once again. So it shouldn't be no surprise on Tuesday.
It's not to say our guys weren't like ready to withstand like a playoff level basketball game. We were mentally ready. I thought our spirit was right. I thought even when they made runs, our huddles were great. You know, the communication was great. You know, I'm not sure physically we were ready, if that makes sense.
No, it sort of does. And just how important was Saturday's win for Minnesota? Well, for LeBron in his postseason career, his teams have a series record of 29-2 when winning Game 1, including 20 straight series wins. Now, on the other hand, teams that take Game 1 against LeBron have won the series nearly half the time, including 3 straight series wins. As for Luka, had 37 in his Lakers playoff debut. Here's what he had to say.
Luka, several of your teammates talked about the need to match the Timberwolves' physicality a little bit better. You obviously played against them last year and you know, a little more familiar in the playoff context, but did you feel like that was lacking some in parts of the game and you guys can respond better in Game 2?
Definitely. I think the fourth quarter we played the way we play. I think we were playing physical. Everybody was locked in. And then we just kind of, let go of the rope. You know, so we got to be way more physical. It's 48 minutes, and every possession matters.
Luka, you just mentioned letting go of the rope. What did you see in the second quarter and then like that first half of the third quarter before you guys went on that run to close it there?
Just
the middle 2 quarters when I think they outscored you guys by like 34 in that middle stretch. What did you see during that stretch?
Yeah, I think it was physical. You know, they were hitting a lot of threes. We got to limit their threes, especially their lasers. And we weren't physical. They were running. They were getting anything they want, and we got to be better with that.
I'm joined now by Kendrick Perkins. And, look, it is quite obvious that the Timberwolves were unfazed and unbothered about starting this series against the Lakers in L.A. But how do you explain them going into that arena and blowing out LeBron and Luka?
They got on their ass like back pockets defensively. That's what they did. And a pair of apple bottoms. And listen, it started with Anthony Edwards. They had him uncomfortable, Reeves, the entire night. They were pressuring up. They were physical with him. They were communicating on switches. They did a great job of sliding their puppies all across the board. And here's the one thing that J.J. Redick didn't say in his interview. He didn't say, I got to hold myself accountable for his defensive scheme. Because over the last 2 months, what J.J. and the Lakers do defensively is they load up boxes and elbows, and they dare teams to make 3-point shots. And that's exactly what this professional team did today in the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have shot makers. Jaden McDaniels have made threes in the playoffs before. He did it last year. Naz Reid is known for knocking down 3-point shots. Anthony Edwards had a career year from the 3-point line. So now J.J. Redick has to go back to the drawing board and make an in-series adjustment. What are you going to do? Are you going to play Jackson Hayes more minutes? Are you not going to play the small ball lineup so much? How can I get LeBron James going even more? Maybe try him on the low block to create mismatches so he could punish the smaller guys. Whatever it is, that was a total team loss all across the board, not just the players, but on J.J. Redick as well.
So to your point, 21 for 42 is what Minnesota shot from 3, and Naz Reid was 6 of 9 off the bench. He finished with 23. Speaking of points, though, let's go to L.A. for a second. We mentioned how few points they scored in this game, especially since LeBron and Luka have been together. Everyone believes that Luka and LeBron can lead a team, obviously, deep into the playoffs. But they're going to need some help. It may not be the same person every night, but they're going to have someone else pull some of that scoring load. Is it Austin Reeves, or has it got to be somebody else here?
Look, Eves, I said this before the postseason, and I was called everything but a child of God. LeBron James and Luka are the best players on the Lakers. We know this. Austin Reeves is the most important
player in the Lakers versus Wolves series.
It's Anthony Edwards. He should be looking at this like a golden opportunity. The Lakers got a lot of things going for them. Their perimeter attack, their different ball handlers, they've showed that they've built some depth. They are not great on the perimeter defense, and they do not have a basket defender. J.J. Redick has been taken out Jackson Hayes 5-6 minutes into the game. He can't wait to get Dorian Finney-Smith into that lineup because of how much it helps them offensively. But he is not a basket defender. This is Ant Edwards' time to shine, and they're going to need it. You know, last year when he played in the conference finals, they went through that grinder against the Nuggets in the second round. He was exhausted. I covered that series. He didn't have anything. Luka averaged 33 points a game in that series. Ant didn't even score 30 once. In that series against the Nuggets, he had 2 40-point games. He was a huge, impactful player. He didn't have a great Game 7, but was hugely impactful. He just didn't have any gas left in the tank. That's not going to be the case here. He's going to be rested, and there are obviously going to be role players that play a factor here. But for the Wolves to pull this off, especially having to come out here to L.A., where the Lakers are one of the best home teams in the league, Ant Edwards needs to be awesome. He needs multiple 40-point games. He needs to be the best player on the court, outplaying LeBron and Luka several times in this series if the Wolves are pulling this off.
Yeah, I'm going to give you that, though, Wendy, because I think Minnesota will be competitive. He is going to play well in this series. He'll be motivated by LeBron and Luka. He's going to score his 35 a game in this series. I'm assuming that. I'm going to assume that. I think for the Timberwolves to win, Randall's got to show up. He has not been a good postseason player. He was awful with the Hawks 3 years ago. Now, last year he was hurt. We give him a little break. He was not good against Miami when they lost in 6 2 years ago. This trade, I mean, let's face it, the Knicks have won a trade here with Karl Anthony Towns. They need Randall here to have a chance to win. I'm assuming Anthony Edwards is going to be great. I'm assuming that. Now, if I'm wrong, you'll be right. Different case. I think he's going to score 35. He's going to get his points. Randall has to be really, really good. I'm not sure if he's capable. I think if he is really good, they got a chance to win. So I'm going to say Randall for Minnesota, the most important, for an upset.
I think that Randall is important. I think that he will show up. I think that he'll produce to a degree, but I still think that Minnesota will lose this series. Having said that, I've said this before and I said it again. Anthony Edwards has arrived. This brother can be Jordan-esque. It is special to watch this brother play. And outside of his actual game, what you love is his moxie, the fact that he embraces the challenge. He goes after it. When the lights get bright, he doesn't shrink. He wants it. He wants the smoke. And certainly if that was the mentality that you had before, this ain't Kevin Durant as great as Kevin Durant is. This ain't KD with Booker and Beal. This isn't even Jokic.